so I need to do melee kills, ether shroud kills, but I'm still trying to grind out this weapon, which is essentially 6 more levels. So I'm gonna continue right where. Oh wait, let me check out seasonal challenge. $50 melee kills with the wonder weapon. Okay, so what? Like 100, 500. Oh, 10 course meal. Drink 10 different perks in 10 consecutive rounds. Okay. Sounds easy enough. No one else is on at this point, it appears. Whoops.
What up, bro?
What's up, bro?
Yo, what's up?
Doug?
I was in the middle of a match with a dude I play with from the UK and shit, so that's why I didn't join up right away when you sent me an invite.
I didn't realize you were at a party until I sent it, and then I saw the symbol there that it was like the headset, and I was like, oh, he's not going to join yet.
Yeah. Well, I finished up the match with him because, like, you know, I didn't want to be a dick or nothing, but I was like, I'd rather chill with people I actually know, probably.
Yeah. Well, dude, parties, that's what I like doing. I don't even do
Oh,
a
man,
game with
I
somebody.
drank
I just
salt
want
water.
somebody to talk to.
Right.
I drank salt water and it was like, disease captured, indigestion.
Yeah,
Indigestion isn't a disease.
You can fuck yourself up, but like if you're not, you can gather water inside of like a water skin, but if it's salt water, you have to like boil it.
It's like, oh, you got
But
indigestion,
you can, like, set up your camp anywhere.
upset stomach,
drank
diarrhea. Hey, take some Pepto-Bismol.
Pepto-Bismol.
Hey, Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah, I remember some of the fucking commercials for that shit be fucking hilariously weird.
If you like go further up that beach here on Tyler, you'll like run into a guy and he'll tell you like if you sleep on one of these things, I'll just take you back to town.
And talking. Weird how it like does part of the thing and then like the rest of it you have to read.
Yeah. It's like they like it almost seems like they did the voice acting before they came up with what they wanted people to say. Oh yeah, I think rivers and shit that aren't the ocean. Like I see one that's running in right here and it just says clean water.
Yeah, I did that too. I drank it.
Remind me in like 30 minutes, I probably should get off.
Each hour spent guarding reduces the chance of ambush followers. Sleep heals tiredness, max health, max stamina.
So there's like a food and drink thing in this also, so you have to like eat, drink shit. So you have to like help sometimes if you're like out in the middle of nowhere.
Sleep for like 22 hours.
Yeah, I only slept for like one.
I'm sleeping for both.
I wish I could sleep for 22 hours and feel completely rested.
There's like a guard thing in this game because if you
feel like I
if
need
you're
to-
setting up camp, you can like get attacked while you're
I'm
sleeping. But
always
if you
tired.
do it right, you can sleep
I'm
for like
always
2
tired,
hours. And
too.
also, if you're doing it with multiple people, you can set the sleep schedules different. So like, you could be like, I'm gonna sleep for 4 hours, and if you're like, all right, I'll guard for 4 hours, and then after that, you set yours to sleep for 4 after that. And then I set, or like guard before after that, and I set mine to sleep before after that. So it's like, you can set up it to where it's like you're taking turns sleeping and guard, and you can also repair while you're resting too, so you can repair your gear on the go. I spent my time looking for towns in this game. There are like small towns you could find like around this area, but it's not worth it to look for towns. I feel like it's just worth it to get used to just camping out and like finding shit.
So is that beep thing from like a fire alarm or something?
Yeah, if you're hearing that, that's probably the one.
I was gonna say
The
that
battery's
noise
dead.
has always tripped me out. I get it's still like, hey, it's still working, but that shit always trips me out.
That's because the battery is dying, is what it is.
Right.
What's fucked me up is when I wake up hungover, I'm not like used to like being awake yet, and I'll be like right next to it going to the bathroom, and then it'll beep, and I just fucking like shake from it and looking around like.
So my grandparents, that would happen all the time, and it would always trip me out because like it'd be middle of the night. I'm technically not supposed to be awake, and I'd be like watching fucking Adult Swim and shit like that, which is stuff I normally wouldn't watch around my grandparents anyways. And then I'd hear that and be like, "Oh shit, what's going on?" You know?
I'm not gonna lie, when I was younger, I used to stay at my grandmother's because I like lived with her. I don't know, I was a lot, but I lived until I was eight. When I used to go visit a lot, like sitting right there, and I would do the dumbest shit where she had like 18 different bottles of wine, and I would just like take nips off the wine and mix it with fucking Mountain Dew, and just be sitting there watching shit, drinking shit. And I knew she couldn't smell with shit, so like she like picked up on it a couple times and tried to be like, let me smell it, and that like walked out later at night. I'm like, it's just Mountain Dew, grandma. Smell it.
Yeah, luckily, I never tried to do anything too crazy around my grandparents anyways, because, like,
I'm not like my dad or my uncle. Like my dad and my uncle used to like steal from my grandparents' money and shit, like fucked up. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
I don't wanna
wild.
do that.
yeah,
Like, every
the
time
only
grandmother
thing
caught me, I just
my
came-
grandparents
every
caught
time
us
I-
for was, alright, so this is the crazy part. Like, me and Jeff, we smoke a cigarette on the other side of the barn at the edge of the property, and we're always outside and stuff when we're at our grandparents, so it's not like they would normally think anything of it. We buried this one single cigarette butt in the fucking sand, like deep as fuck. And my grandpa goes around and he's doing his fucking thing, and he finds this cigarette butt and confronts me and Jeff about it. And we're both like,
Oh my
yeah, we're
God.
like, how the fuck did he find this single cigarette butt that was just buried, bro? Like, fucking
At
buried.
that point, I would just sit it with a posse and I was like, bro, I'd be like, come on, bro. I was trying to be like really sweet. I didn't want you to like piss me if you're mad.
No, yeah, and that's the thing.
It wouldn't
Like,
have
it
fucking
was,
found it if it
there was a
wasn't
whole like understanding. Like, my grandparents weren't like pissed or nothing, but they were like, you probably shouldn't do that, you know, kind of deal.
When my grandfather found out that I smoked, he kind of hit me with, he was like, I like knew you were going to.
Right.
My grandmother found out that I smoked, and she tried to be weird about it, even though I still just smoked around her. She was like, we really should. I'd be sitting there like, well, I mean, I'm sorry. I can't just not, like. Once you start, it's not like a
Like,
thing.
I'm
just
not
like,
enough
I'm
for
done.
you.
Right. No, yeah, it's. Yeah.
But one thing you don't know about me is I am.
But the funny thing
Quitters
was they
for
both
quitters.
smoked for a second. Like my grandfather would just give me cigarettes. My grandmother wouldn't. So I'd literally have to be like, hey grandpa, like I ain't gotta smoke. You don't have to like bump one out, man.
Yeah, my grandpa was totally anti like doing all that shit though. I know that, like, he did not smoke or drink, like, I think ever.
Once I hit, when they like 16, my grandpa didn't give a fuck. Like, cause I knew he smoked weed secretly the entire time. Even when I knew, and he knew that I smoked weed. He still wouldn't tell me, but he had like a peace pipe, and I found that in his room the one day when I was sitting there chilling. I smelled it, and I was like, oh my god, it smells like some dank.
I'm like, nah, nah, nah.
I tried to ask him, I was like, peace pipe, but that smells like some straight fucking dank ass pot, bro. And he's like, oh, that's old. That's old. Like, sure, alright, it smells like some fresh weed, but, you know.
He's like, nah, that was from my young days.
So it's like, now I know what you'd be doing when you close that garage door. Fucking grandpa, you ain't be letting no one in. Someone knocks on the door and you gotta lock. And they're fucking hitting that.
Honestly, I wish my grandpa
they're getting
was
high and
more
shit.
cool about that shit though, cause like that would have been cool. But I get it. Like I ain't gonna, be
My
stupid
grandpa was.
about
He
like
just
the
said he
fact
don't
that
want
he
me doing
just
anything
didn't,
crazy, yeah.
want to do that. Cause like I get it. He was always good with being
Yeah, well.
sober.
Yeah. Some people are.
Yeah,
Some old people just got like too much shit.
Well,
going
and
on.
that's the thing. Like, I personally can't see me just being sober all the time. Like, just all the fucking time. Like, I'm at the very least a weekend. When I'm not doing anything, I'm gonna get fucked up at least a little bit. Like, goddamn.
I think people who raw dog life 24/7 all the time are crazier than actual
Yeah.
drug addicts.
No, I kind of agree.
You're fucking crazy. If you could just raw dog it and not have any sort of like,
Like not drinking or anything.
or even smoking a little bit of weed, like not doing anything, like not taking it part in any of the pleasures of life, you're a fucking psycho.
Yeah, like seriously, that's what I mean. Like, it's just crazy. And you're like, I can't do that at all. I'm not saying I don't want to do that. I just can't.
My younger sister asked me why I doing this one. I was like, life's kind of short. Like, you might as well do the things that.
Dude, this
You
is fucked up, dude. All these people are like, I expect that buddy we lost to that shipwreck. And I'm like, what the fuck? And they gave me two options. It was like, either be like, bro, just woke up in a shipwreck, have a heart, will you? Or it was like, bro, all the money we made is at the bottom of the bay. And that's what I said. And they're literally like, yeah, you were on that ship too, weren't you? How many lives must your family be responsible for destroying before enough is enough? I lost my daughter on that voyage. And it's like, well, fuck.
Lady, I didn't do
Like, why you
it.
coming to my family about it? Like I say, two things. Like, this doesn't change the fact that I have nobody right now. They can't pay you. Or I could be like, stop this right now. You're being so unreasonable. Don't make this violent. Oh, God. I could either be like, I'll beat your ass and you can leave. Or I could be like, well, I can't pay you. So what do you want?
That's just like, what am I to do, man?
I was like, well, it's okay with that I got nobody, bro.
Yeah. Make sure to go all the way through your house once you like.
And like I said, if you can't make the payments you missed, we will seize your home. That ought to cover 4 months of ignoring your duty to the tribe. Either pay up or get out of our way.
Jesus Christ.
Lady said, enough is enough. 12 people are dead. Stop this shameful behavior at once. This is time for a tribe to come together and mourn our lost loved ones, not to demand payment from a survivor. Hey, thank you.
Hey, that bitch got your back.
Bitch said to threaten someone like this while the lost lives are still fresh is insults in her memory. The person is a victim of that shipwreck too. Under the laws of the Blue Chamber Collective, I have declared a period of mourning. You understand what that means, don't you?
No.
Yeah, the dialogue in this game sounds real like D&D-esque. It's like,
Yeah.
not great, but it's not the worst.
Attempts to be elaborate, but doesn't quite hit the mark.
But
Kind of like, for example, like Legacy
this
of
game
Kain.
feels like a
Like,
game if I played 5 years ago, I'd be like, well, this shit is awesome. But now that you play it now, you're like, there's so many way better RPGs
well,
out
and
there.
that's what I say. Like Legacy of Kain, like it's the dialogue in that game. Even though it tried to be good, it did its research and just was fucking good. Like other games will attempt shit like
It
that.
just sounds so
Well,
edgy. Is
Well,
what it
and
is.
not only that, they use fucking like bigger words that are like, oh shit, you know, that's not something normal people use in their vocabulary, but they're just like throwing around like it's just normal, you know. And you understand it
I
too.
never had that much problem picking up on the words in Legacy of Kain, but that's because I like.
No,
reading,
and that's
about
what I mean,
old
yeah.
authors and shit like
No,
that,
I
you know,
love
certain
that
things, so,
shit.
like they use big
Yeah.
words, so you gotta like figure out what those words mean. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the weird words that I heard when I was younger was like Edgar Allan
Yeah,
Poe.
no,
Like,
Edgar.
what the fuck
Yeah, I
does
was
that
saying
mean?
Edgar
And I had to
Allan
like look
Poe.
it up.
Yeah, he's good.
It was deep.
Some
I
of
was
them
this is unfair.
seem
Why
like
do
a
I
real
have to
word
pay this blood price?
or
And the bitch was like, "Have you forgotten why your family bears this blood price?" All deep and shit. She's like, when your grandmother was chamber lady, she turned away the followers of Aladdin in our time of greatest need, forcing the tribe to pray only to the five winds for protection.
Like, are we all just high in this
Goddamn,
world,
what's
lady?
Why are you praying to win?
That's what I mean. Like, are we all just high in this world? Like, what's going on here?
Because of the pride. Because of her pride, dozens were slain by the beasts of the scourge. Your bloodline owes it to them to pay back that debt. Like, what? Why am I fault?
yeah. From the videos that I've watched, like you don't actually have to pay this back. Like you can get this house and have it as a house, but if you don't pay it back, like you still get to keep doing everything. Like the only thing is that you don't get a house in this town. But there's like a bunch of towns you end up hitting eventually. What I think it is there's like a main map with like quite a few different cities, and then there's a few like side maps that are like a quarter of the size of the main map, but they're just like their own location. But the first thing you kind of gotta do with this is really, it seems like you gotta get like a water skin and a bedroll, shit like that, and you have your backpack from when you were inside your house. You can grab all those items before you leave.
I grabbed everything.
Yeah. You're just gonna get a water skin. Like, if you talk to the guy near the gate, which is like up, if you go down the hill from your house, you go up the other hill, and then the guy's up there, and he'll like tell you what you need before he'll let you leave. It's like, you gotta like have this shit. It's like the dude at the gate is like chill as fuck. He's like, you might owe a blood debt, but you're still a brother, and I can't let you leave in any shape that'll like, you're gonna die. And, I think you can talk to him for like trading also, because there's like a weird level of thing you can do. I think you start with kick though, so if you hold RT and A, you'll like kick, but then in your inventory you can like equip other shit. Right. Well, that's what you mean,
Oh,
like,
yeah, that one that just broke my fucking lantern. Damn it, I accidentally used it. Didn't mean to.
no.
Just destroyed my lantern. I threw it and created a fire, but...
Found a great axe.
Did you make a new character, or no?
Yeah, I did. So I'm starting out. OG, same as you.
Is there a way to sprint?
I
Hold
think
left
it's,
bumper.
yeah, left bumper. There are shopkeepers in this town also that you can talk to. Some of them don't really do much, but...
honestly, this Scream operator is my favorite operator just in terms of quotes. Like, I don't know. I like the shit he
Yeah.
says. And it doesn't sound like ripped straight from movies like Rambo or John McClane, where it sounds a little weird, out of place.
Now I can reach this and
There's not
the
really
outside
much to do here, right?
in the town now. There's like the tavern that we can come back to after we like eat and all that. I think you can find like missions. There's a couple we can come back to and find missions from. But at first you just want to like get out of here. Before we meet up, I think I might start a fire right outside of the town. You can press select to go into shit, and I think right bumper you can go over to crafting. You get the leather, you can make an improvised bedroll. There's a lot of crafting you can do. I might try to make a quarter staff eventually. I can do like points again. But I have a fire I can put down. But yeah, I think yeah, open game to friends, open connection to friends is what you do in the pause menu. Then I think I'm gonna invite you. But I don't know, before you accept that, try to make it out of the city. So I think you may want you to do that.
me do it.
Oh yeah, you have to send me an invite, I think.
Well, there's a one that says join game, and one that says open world.
You
Open
can,
world, I think you can join. I'll send you an invite. I went into that like storage area.
oh, yeah, I have.
You know what I was talking about? Like on that bridge. There's like a dungeon in there. There's enemies and stuff. I grabbed a couple items because there was a.
Oh,
Oh yeah, now I can invite you.
oh, well, oh, now that you're in there. Oh, there.
No, I was able to invite you anyway in the town.
Well, I thought you were about to say that. Now I can't. I'll go back. But yeah. Huh?
Yeah, I'm in the town, but it let me invite you.
Am I in your game now? What the hell? I was like joining, I didn't let me join. I was like, could not join world.
One second. Hey, I gotta find it. There it is. Went under the fucking couch. Okay. Did I let you join?
No, I didn't.
What the fuck?
You might not, as long as you're in that dungeon, you can, I mean, you can just get that over,
I'm not
right?
in the dungeon. I'm just out in the
Okay,
town
let's
now.
Ooh, trying to get in a sec.
Well, either way, I'm just like out in the town. I don't know why that's how quick this works.
I was like, trying to get out of the town. That's, like I said, I heard that it's weird if you're not out of the town. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I just went out the
I'll check out town. Just grab some shit.
So I set up a fire out here. All it takes to set up a fire is like 3 wood. I think I might go more like Dex level character, because not really that there's Dex in this game, but like the lighter the weapon you use, the faster you are, so it's kind of like that. In this game, it seems more that your class is based around what you're wearing and what you're actually using instead of like what you've leveled to. But there is a lot of shit to do. From what I was watching, like the main story of this game is pretty long. There's like 2 different DLCs that supposedly are better than the main game. According to this one guy, he said that the DLCs kind of seemed like the they actually took more time on the story than the main game one.
Bag weight, yeah.
There's a lot of different gear to get. You can get like 5, I said, like 5 or 7 different bags, and like each of them does different shit. Some are better. One of them's like the base bag that we got, which is just one you can craft. But the other ones seem like they're pretty fire. You can get bags there so that you can like cooking gear on you and shit. And you can like hang your torch on the back of your bag instead of actually having to carry it around. We should definitely figure out how to actually get magic tonight. 'Cause I made it to the tower where you can get magic, but there's like multiple different ways, and like it's hard to do it every time. So. Like if you're gonna be moving really far, this game really makes you kind of like plan for it, where you're like, all right, well, we have like food and all this shit. At night we're gonna stop and set up a camp. Shit gets sketchy, I think.
This guy won't let me leave. Like,
Oh, you probably have to get the water in from the water area near the beach there. You'll see like a spot that looks like a.
he's telling me to like make a fucking quarterstaff too.
Really? He didn't make me do that.
Well, I use vegetables. Like, you can make yourself a quarterstaff with some wood. It's like I probably have an axe if I had.
Yeah, you have to get a single animal skin in order to get that anyway. I mean, killing animals in this game isn't that hard, but
What, to get the quarterstaff?
yeah.
Well, then why did he tell me to make it? He said you could make it with some wood.
Oh yeah, it's that dude at the door with the fucking horns on his head, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the rest of my like. Say hi to the rest of the night. Completely possible. And just enough weed to roll another doobie at some point, which I might save for work tomorrow. I found my pen with like this fucking art that I had on it. I'm just kind of taking sneakers at work saying hi. I must be the only one in the kitchen. I got something.
I mean, might as well. Like, I'd be hitting my vape in the kitchen sometimes now because I'd see like Jesse and all them do that shit all the time.
Everyone else does it. Like, there's things there where.
Literally everyone does it, dude.
Yeah, there's things there where like it's not against the rules. Well, everybody does it.